Most people never heard about Waterstone Financial or even know what it is. And the reason why is because it's a tiny community bank almost operating entirely in the Milwaukee area. And most people don't live in Milwaukee. The stock has been climbing lately and they pay a dividend, but here's the issue. The business lives and dies in the local economy. And Milwaukee hasn't shown much growth. So with that, I'm going to be walking you through the stats, my position, and my honest thoughts on whether this is worth investing into your portfolio. Alright, so Waterstone Financial, ticker WSBF, is a small community bank based in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, just outside of Milwaukee. They pretty much operate like a regular bank. They have the checking accounts, the saving accounts, the personal loans, the home equity, business lending, and a solid mortgage business. Almost everything they do is concentrated in the southeastern part of Wisconsin, which is generally the Milwaukee area. They were apparently founded back in 1921, which would put this company in operation for over 100 years. But from what I found, it looks like they only have 14 branches, which is not a lot for how long they've been operating. So it sort of raises the question here, what has this company been doing for the last 100 years with only 14 branches to show for it? Well, stick with me because I'm going to be diving into this. Before we dive into it, if you enjoy these type of video breakdowns, please hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one, and I am definitely considering diversifying the content that I put on this channel, so it won't always just be heavily concentrated on stock breakdowns, but I'm going to do like other breakdowns, and I really want to dive into crypto. So I'm pretty sure you guys are all invested in the stock market, so if you don't have an account with Robinhood, please consider signing up using my link down below. You do get a free stock when you sign up. You don't have to put any money down. All you have to do is sign up. And also, if you're not on Fetch Rewards, you kind of are missing out on receiving free gift cards from any of your favorite stores or online stores. So basically, all you have to do is just scan receipts and you earn points. Eventually, those points add up where you can redeem gift cards. So you can choose between a $5 to $50 gift card from almost anything. Check the link down in the description, and all you gotta do is sign up. You don't have to link a bank account. All you do is just scan receipts and gift cards come in, give you a code, and you can redeem it at any location or online. So definitely take advantage of that. And with that, let's dive into the video. Alright, let's look at the company stats and the actual numbers on Waterstone Financial. So this company has a small market cap of $385 million right now. I believe their trading volume daily is at around 66,000, which is not a lot. It shows that it has very low liquidity, which sort of makes sense since this company primarily operates in the Milwaukee area. Their customer base is in Milwaukee. It's not a global stock where everybody knows this company. And right now the stock is currently trading at around $20.52. And based on the earliest Robinhood data, this was listed at $10.21 back in 2008, which would give this a rough gain of 101% since the listed IPO price based on Robinhood. Now apparently this stock actually was listed back in 2005, so I couldn't find any data on what the stock price could have been originally, but the all-time high on this was back in December of 2021 with the price at $21.86, which is sort of close to where the stock price is right now, so we're not too far from the all-time high. We could see a new all-time high hit on the stock. The current dividend yield is at 3%, which for me is not that high, but I know many dividend investors that like that number to be under 2%, and I don't mind it. I put my risk at 5%, so I see this as a safe stock, and they have been paying consistent with the current dividend being at 17 cents per share. However, I think about a year ago cut that dividend price, but it looks like this year they put it back up, so there was an increase this year. Now the beta is at 0.71, which means it does not move with the overall market, which does make sense here since this is very centralized in the southeastern part of Wisconsin, so it's not directly affected by the overall market, but rather the local economy, which is in the southeastern part of Wisconsin. Earnings have been solid with the last 7 quarters, and the most recent earnings came in at $2.49 per share. So on the surface, this is not too bad. All right, let's see if there's any recent news on this stock. Yeah, there's really no news on the stock, just quiet earnings reports. So there's not much controversy or any drama with the stock, which is usually how it goes with these smaller companies. All right, let's talk about my position on the stock because I am invested. So I only have one share invested so far. I bought back in May of last year at a price of $12.84. And honestly, I have not paid much attention to the stock. I'm invested in a lot of different stocks. I'm very diversified. And for this stock in particular, it's not really much on my radar because it's just a very small portion of my portfolio. It's very tiny, so I'm not really paying attention to this stock that much, but it looks like I'm up on the stock by $7.68 just from the share price itself. And I collected, I believe, 79 cents in dividends with 1 cent in the stock lending that Robinhood offers. So combine all of that and I'm up overall $8.48. Honestly, to me that's literally nothing, but at least I'm in the green and not in the red with this stock. All right, the big question is Waterstone Financial worth investing in? Let's go over some pros and cons here. So on the good side, the stock has had solid earnings these past few quarters and the dividend is pretty solid for you dividend investors. And for me, the stock has performed well since I bought. So that's literally it. That's the good part. There's no real forecasts on whether this stock is going to have any explosive growth. They've been around for 100 years and they only have 14 branches. So yeah, that's a bit odd. It looks like the company is participating in stock buybacks, which pretty much puts a stable floor on the stock price. But this is a deeply micro cap stock with very light trading volume. There's not much liquidity going on and the whole business is concentrated in Milwaukee. So here's my take. I think this stock is a very mixed bag because it's very unpredictable from the way I see it. The whole company is dependent on the Milwaukee economy, and that economy has not really shown much growth in the past decade, but it also hasn't taken a huge hit. So it's pretty hard to tell how that economy is doing because in some news I've seen that recently the home sales and the real estate market has been doing really well. So there has been a rise in home sales, which is good for Waterstone Financial, but the city hasn't had much of a population growth and their job growth has been very weak. I think from what I've read, they've had actual job losses since 2018. So the long term on this stock is very uncertain to me. Realistically, it's pretty much a gamble since it's pretty unpredictable where this is headed. But let's put that aside for a sec. I do enjoy Milwaukee as a city. I grew up in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, which is only an hour away from Milwaukee, and I spent a lot of time there and I definitely do enjoy those small city vibes. There's lots of great events always happening like the Shamrock Shuffle, Summerfest in the summer, and German Fest, and also etc. other stuff. So I don't have to deal with a lot of overcrowdedness there that I have to deal with in Chicago. So I'm not dissing Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee. But when it comes to the growth over the next 10 years, it's pretty hard to feel confident. So if you're considering investing into this stock, do your own research and keep a close eye on the local Milwaukee economy. I'm not here to put out financial advice, so do your own research on that. And with that, that's my full honest breakdown on Waterstone Financial. If this video helped you understand this stock a bit better or gave you something to think about, please hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown, and be sure to check out the breakdown that I did on Evolution Petroleum, which should be right here. It's an oil and gas stock and you don't want to miss it out. So please check that out, or maybe you do want to miss out, so don't check it out. But be sure to comment down what stock you guys would like for me to cover next, or just give me your overall thoughts on this stock. I always enjoy learning from others and hearing what others' takes are on these type of stocks. With that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.